Okay guys, let's go over the uniturn. So basically you have a ready position. You start with your forehand grip, but as soon as I see the ball coming to my backhand, normally I would do the split step, maybe from this far away so you can see the split step, and then I want to start turning my body and get my racket to look up above my wrist, and I'm gonna maintain my racket above my wrist as my body is turning. So this is what you call a uniturn for your one-handed backhand, right? You have ready position, you switch your grip with your left hand, you're gonna have what looks to me like a V or a L, and you're gonna maintain this L as you're turning your body. This is important, right? You don't want to go like just with your racket up, just with your right arm, maybe a take back like this, or maybe you go like too big or too close. You want to make sure, if I'm facing the court from this side, it would look like this. There's a little bit of bend in my arm, racket is above, and I'm going to continue to turn, and from here I have achieved a uniturn. This is half the battle, right? So if I'm facing the court, let me line it up. If I'm facing the court from the side, it should look like this. Racket is above my wrist, right? So I start to turn, and I'm good to go. This is half the battle. From here, there's a drop, and then there's a finish and a through. I wanted to hit the hopper to emphasize on the finish. Racket's going to come up, racket is going to drop. You're going to use the torque of your hips and your left knee to push in this direction, which is going to drive your arm forward. So it's going to look like here, contact is going to look around here, and then the finish is going to keep going around your body. There's a couple of things that I can mention here that a lot of people struggle with. When you go from the take back to the finish, you want to make sure your weight transfer is correct. What do I mean by this? As you're doing the swing, you're going to go from left leg to right leg, and you want to transfer your weight right. So you hold the weight on the back leg. As you start to come through, you're going to transfer your weight into the right. So from left leg, to the right leg as I'm coming through, and then I extend. The left arm can play a role. The left arm can also go back as I'm swinging through to prevent me from over-rotating. That's basically the idea of the left arm. I'll do a couple really quick just so you guys can see. This is a side view. I'll also do a different kind of view. So if I toss the ball here and then I hit, I hold the weight on the back leg, and then I finish through. I see the ball, racket comes up, and then I swing. I'll do one more. Too much frame. There we go. That one was clean. So again, as soon as the ball starts to come, racket is above your wrist, and I maintain this. This never leaves. This is strong here, but not strong, but not tight. Just making sure that you're holding the racket well. In terms of tension, I'm probably about a 2 or a 3, which is very little. And this part is important too. During the racket drop phase, you want to make sure that you're almost letting your racket fall as your body starts to drive through. So if I'm facing this way, once I get to a uniturn here, you could manually drop and then open up, but it's a little bit better if you can let the racket fall as you're starting to come through and open up. This is what the pros do to get so much easy lag. Is that you let the racket fall as your body starts to open up, and then from there contact, and then you have a finish. So the secret is basically on the lag, on positioning your body like this, so your right shoulder is under your left. That way, as you start to uncoil, it makes it easier for the racket to fall, and therefore maintaining the string slightly closed and be able to brush on the back of the ball. Another part that's important is the finish. As you're coming through and across, you want to do what's called like a brush finish that goes out like this way, right? Sometimes we go maybe like racket maintains open and it looks stiff like this. This is like a stiff finish. You want to have a little bit of a roll. It's loose. With that contact, you're gonna start pointing your forearm, go up and around the ball. So it creates that little whip that sometimes you'll see the pros hit, where it looks like a little bit of flare, where the racket just kind of whips around, and therefore giving you a little bit more spin and giving you a little bit more power. So guys, there's a lot of aspects to the one-handed backhand. It's not an easy shot to master. The two-handed for me was slightly easier. Again, if I'm facing this way, it's you have a take back, you have a drop as your hip's starting to drive forward. You have a contact. The contact is right around here. Waist level, you can make higher contact, but ideally you want to catch around your waist. You're shifting your weight from back to front, and you're trying to roll the ball across your body like this. Be careful of opening up too much. And that's basically my my easy tutorial to hit one-handed backhands. I'll show you guys a couple more examples from a front view, and maybe a different video where I hit a backhand with a little bit more of an Eastern grip, so you guys can take a look.